And this little lady is named Aria, and Aria is wearing a button ducky dress. So I'll just mention what a button ducky dress is. So there's two versions of the knit ducky dress, and the first version that it came out originally is structured slightly different. The sleeves are different, the collars are different, the edges are different, and down the back, I don't know if you can see it, it closes with buttons as opposed to Velcro. This one's not as frilly. So they're called button ducky dresses, and they only came out in 1983 and only at the beginning, so they are harder to find. And white is supposed to be the hardest color to find, which is weird because I think I've had like 4 sets of them. I think it might be slightly geographic because I can't find a lot of other colors of button ducky dresses, but in Canada they seem to be quite prolific. Anyway, it took me a long time to find a ducky dress that I actually liked because they all seem to be damaged. So this is my first undamaged button ducky dress. So I was very happy to get that, and I put it on a special young lady. She was the first one I managed to replace the hair in. So that's why she got to wear it. I have a few kids that have been birthday presents. I have a few kids that have been, that the outfits have been special to me because of who they came on. I only have 1 designer line, or 2 designer line outfits that are complete. Yeah, so most of my favorite outfits have to do with how I got them. Thank you, thank you. My rarest outfit. Oh my goodness, Janice, you're really stretching me here. My rarest outfit. Well, part of the problem with that, Janice, is that rarity seems to be a little bit in the eye of the beholder. There are certain things that in Canada it's very, very difficult to get. The kids don't seem to have sold up here after about 1986, not very much. So getting anything in the transitional time period, or even design, like any designer line kids, a lot of the Baby Butt outfits, especially the really cute Hasbro ones, and transitional ones, they're very, very difficult to get. It's easier for me to get a Jesmar outfit than it is to get a lot of those transitional outfits. So from a rarity perspective, for me, those outfits are very, very hard to find, and I tend to hoard them because if I don't, I get kids that I don't have outfits for. Toddler outfits are the same way, but I think probably one of my rarest outfits is my navy blue Jesmar Preemie outfit. I worked really hard to get that outfit. It took me 3 disappointments before I could, and it came from California, so I was really happy. Carolyn, if you take a look at the blog, there's a post specifically on the ducky dress. If you look up ducky in the search engine, it'll tell you all about the buttons and give you more of a better close-up of the structural differences in the ducky dress. Ooh, I should show you, I got a birthday present recently. No, my birthday was a while ago, but we just got it recently. And I have my first 20th anniversary kid. I'm going to get her hair fixed up. Friend's going to help me with her hair. But I would say she's pretty rare. It's hard to get trews up here. Trews are very hard to find up here. They did not sell in Canada out of the Toys R Us. So if you want a Toys R Us kid in Canada, you got to work like hell to get it. Let's see here. I can show you some of the Cornsilk dresses I have in the room. So, okay, so this is an example of one of the regular, not the Cornsilk version, but the regular version that came out as it. But it looks structurally the same. So there's like a little circle at the front. There's another example in the regular outfit. And I will grab some of my corn. So this is Goldie. You can probably tell why. Goldie's wearing a 760s Cornsilk dress. So this is a series 4. You can see it's the sateen material. She's got tights. These particular outfits came with bloomers and tights. There's some question about that. Yes, the true addiction is horrible. I have some friends who just got absolutely lambasted with it. They went from having like no trues to having 10 each. So it is definitely a sickness. My birthday present was part of that, but I got to keep her. So she's a 760s outfit. This is Ella. Now I apologize. She's sitting on a little stand I made for her because I didn't want her hair to get squashed. Ella's in she lost her brush. Ella's in an original outfit. So this is a 160s outfit. It's very shiny, heavy material. These outfits came with little gloves, but she's gloveless on the other hand. It got lost. So that's a pretty normal outfit for her. And I can grab one more example for you. Oh, I got two. This is Irma. And Irma's in another 160s dress. You can see it a little bit better here. All of these outfits came with Mary Jane shoes. Some of them came with black. Most of them came with white. Now, of course, you silly nut, we forgot to put your shoes back on you. This is Ruth. Ruth is currently donating her black Mary Janes to Hillary in her witch costume. So normally she'd have black Mary Janes on. And again, this is a 160s dress from the original 160s outfit. So as I mentioned, it's really hard for us to get the later outfits here. So I only have one 700 series. This is a 720 series. Most of mine are the 160 series. If you go to the blog, all of those Cornsilk blog posts are connected. So they link one to each other. So you should be able to find them pretty easily. And I do believe there's a search term under Cornsilk, so it's relatively easy to find them there. Okay. Yeah, aren't they pretty? Hi, Holly. I should say that. Yeah, I've had Ruth for quite a while. She just got her final outfit. She went through a couple of outfits before she managed to keep this one. Oh, trust me, Heather, it's taken a long time to get here, and my spreadsheet is huge. I have 15 or 20 tabs in it at this point, and there's so much information. I often actually miss some of the connections, which is why the blog is great, because it actually makes me sit down and go through what I have, and I've been able to make a lot of connections that I wouldn't have without it. Oh yeah, and what's really interesting is that they didn't do just the single matrix, just the single spreadsheet. So the original 20 outfits that came out in 1983 have sort of their own setup, 1 to 20. And then everything else starts at 100. But it goes from 100 to like 899, but they didn't do 900s. And they only did certain parts within there. So they didn't use a lot of 200s or a lot of 400s, but they used lots of 100s and lots of 600s. And the choices were just all over the place. The other thing to take note of, for those of you who are new to this, some of the different specialty outfits don't fit on the matrix in a normal fashion. So if it's a world traveler outfit, if it's a clown outfit, the astronaut outfits, sometimes they don't have a code, and sometimes they have a different code. So the world travelers, for instance, their code is a letter and a number, but it's switched. So it's A5, A4, A whatever. The number is the outfit of the world traveler. So is it the Spanish boy is 4, the Spanish girl is 5, the Chinese world traveler is 2, whatever. And then there's an A and a B depending on. The clowns the same way. They're a 100. They're a duplicate 100. I don't know why they went back and used it twice, but they go, I think, from 100 to 106. And there's 2 versions of each clown outfit. So there's an A and a B. And generally, which ones weren't approved, Leah? Sorry if I'm missing questions. Just repeat it and I'll eventually catch it. Because I can only see 4 at a time. Right, so for some reason they repeated the 100 numbers with the clowns, and there's 2 versions. The astronaut outfits are not numbered because there seems to be... that very well could be. I think in some cases they just didn't create that number. They never planned for it. But there are cases where there is a gap, and you're right, it's quite obvious that they didn't approve the outfit or they didn't create it. A good example, in the first, I call them, beg your pardon, not everybody has to use the same verbiage that I am, the first 20 outfits from 1983. Well, first of all, the last outfit, number 20, came out in 1984. So that's your first exception to the rule. The second is, there is no 19. It's pretty obvious there was supposed to be one, but there isn't. And I believe somebody in Cabbage Patch Land might even have a promotional idea of what that might have been. There's some theory, there's an outfit on the side of the 1983 boxes that doesn't match up with any of the outfits that was produced, and I think there's a theory that that outfit might actually have been what was supposed to come out. Thinking, if you've read the blog recently, I put up a post recently that explains some of the oddball numberings that I started to see later on. It can get a little bit confusing. I recommend you go and read the blog, but you're right. I think what happened is that the clown outfits were created in 85, may even have been conceptualized in 84, and they started with the 100 there because they didn't realize they were going to go back and use it later. There are a couple of series from 1989, 1988 where they have definitely gone back and duplicated numbers they'd already used, but I think part of that might have been because it was a mix-up between Hasbro and Coleco. Hasbro looks like it was going to sort of start using the numbering system. There are Hasbro tags with Coleco matrix numbers on them, which was another like, what the heck? So it looks like they were maybe thinking of continuing the process, but they didn't. So I think maybe that might have been where some of the duplication came in. So for instance, in the Sippin' Kids, the ones that burp, their outfits are duplicate 100 series numbers that are the same as the original Cornsilks. So there's 160s that are Sippin' Kids, and there's 160s that are Cornsilk Kid outfits. But, oh, and the other thing to keep in mind is the first 2 series of clothing. There's a regular kid, 16-inch kid series, and there's a preemie series. They didn't differentiate the numbers. So there's a 5B that fits on a preemie, and there's a 5B that fits on a regular kid. So you'll often see preemie outfits on regular kids because it's really hard to tell what's supposed to go on what. It's pretty obvious when a regular kid outfit doesn't fit on a preemie, they're just too big. But sometimes when the elastics out of the preemie outfits, it's really difficult to tell if it's supposed to be on a preemie or on a regular kid. So once I have the first series of preemie kid outfits done, I'm about halfway through, that summary page will hopefully be a really good reference for you to be able to figure out if it's a preemie outfit or if it's in the regular series. But again, if you don't know, just message and ask. I will post the link to the blog again. There's also a Facebook page attached to that blog. You're welcome to join that Facebook group. You will get a message from the Facebook group. But just an FYI with the Facebook group, thank you, Lauren, I will get to you in 2 seconds because I love getting questions. Because of the Facebook algorithms, you aren't necessarily going to get a message when a new post comes up. So if you absolutely want to make sure you get a message when a new blog post goes up, I would recommend going directly to the blog and applying to get an email through the blog. Then you get the email. Then I recommend you go look at it on the web because the email that they send really doesn't look great. The formatting goes all crappy. But that will make sure you definitely get it. Otherwise, just go to the Facebook page and join there. So Lauren asked, do shoes have writing inside that connects it to the information on the clothing label? Yes. Okay. So when it comes to your kid, the outfit, the kid, the shoes, and in theory, some of the accessories are supposed to match by factory. And the factory code is generally a little circle with some letters in it. So OKP, KT, PMI, SW, EX, whatever. There's a list of all the different factory codes in the pages on the right side of the blog. I think it's called Company and Factory Information. So you can go take a look at that, and it tells you what that factory produced. Did it produce kids, clothing, pets, specialty outfits, preemies, beanie butts, whatever. But, so on the code of the kids side tag, will be the circle with the factory. On the clothing tag that I showed you earlier should be a little factory circle. And in the bottom of the shoes, so in the back heel, there should be the same circle with the same factory that matches. There are exceptions because this is Coleco and they made all sorts of exceptions. Those exceptions are outlined on a couple of the blog posts where the outfit the kid is wearing and the shoes the kid is wearing may not match the kid's tag. So a good example, the IC, or the Taiwanese factories. The primary factory is the IC factory, and they produced kids. They produced physical kids. There's the UT factory. They produced physical kids. But there were also a lot of factories that only produced clothing. AX, HP, HRS, I forget what other ones. Anyway, but some of those outfits came on IC kids. So in that case, the kid and the clothing aren't going to match. In some cases, there are OK kids with P outfit twin outfits on. That did happen as well. So there are exceptions, and I did outline those in the blog as I'm aware of them right now. Okay? No, unfortunately, Laura, I don't have an album that differentiates hard to find from rare and that sort of thing. The reason I've not done that yet and not focused on that is that the information seems to be changing over time. So things that people thought were hard to find before are suddenly showing up in greater numbers, especially with the internet and things like that. A good example are the dark flowered overalls. Those were considered really rare for a very long time, and the Sakuda and Triang versions are. But the regular Coleco ones have been found to be a lot more available than people thought, so they're not as hard to find anymore. I also think a lot of it is geographic. So as I say, I can find white ducky dresses really easily, but a lot of other people can't. So I've leaned away from that information as much, just because it does seem to change. Nicole's asking about the F pacifier. From what we've been able to determine, the F pacifier came with the packaged outfits. So if it's a packaged sports outfit, and I might have one here. Okay, it's not a sports outfit, but this kind of thing. This is a pair of shoes, packaged shoes. Some of the sports outfits came packaged. If some of the outfits came packaged, you could get a package that had a pacifier and shoes and a pair of glasses, that kind of thing. Those packaged pacifiers are generally an F. Oh, yes, Lanny, you're right. The stickers are the bane of my existence when it comes to this project. P factory outfits are probably my least well recorded because the little suckers were put on with stickers. And what happens to a sticker when you wash it? It comes off. Some of the original P tags aren't actually labeled with the P factory circle with the P, which makes it really frustrating. They came with a little oblong, oval-shaped sticker that had the code information on it. And when it washes off, it's very hard to get back. So if you have a P outfit that you can still read the sticker or the sticker's still there, I'd love to get the information because chances are I don't have it. Another factory that did that was the PMI factory. They did that with a lot of theirs. Also a really hard problem. And PMI factory outfits are harder to find because they were only produced for a short period of time. There were only 2 PMI outfits created for every outfit. So there's 2 yoke dresses that are PMI. That's it. So they're a little bit harder to find. So again, if you have a PMI outfit, I'd love to get the information about that. And I've actually discovered there might be PMI outfits where there's supposed to be 2, but they actually produce 2 versions of one of them. I know, Coleco. And there's one other factory that used little rectangular stickers sometimes, and I believe it was the IC factory for some of the 500 series outfits. So if you have a 500 series outfit that doesn't have a code on the tag, it might be because it originally had a sticker. The tags changed a lot over time. I just recently did a study the actual looks of the tags and how they changed over time, and it was mind-boggling. And talk about finding out new stuff, Leah, it was amazing. Way too much to try and get across to you guys in a blog post. So I used bits and pieces of it and pulled out what I thought was relevant. But there are some of those outfits that I see did that they tagged that way for a short period of time. Yeah, unfortunately, Laura, it's really hard to tell. And the problem with values of an outfit isn't just how rare the outfit is, it's whether or not people want the outfit. Because, for instance, there's a lot of gorgeous PMI outfits and gorgeous P outfits. And you can only get them as P and PMI outfits. For example, the purple overalls, the purple ruffled overalls, they only come in PMI. So if I want to put my PMI ruffled overalls on a PMI kid, I have to have a PMI kid. But people shy away from the PMI kids because of the reverse pox. The same with P kids. So if they're like me and they want to match things up, they're not looking for the P outfits and the PMI outfits because they don't have those kids. So the value for those outfits isn't necessarily as high just because of that. Sometimes it's a color. So purple tends to be fairly, widespread and people really like it. So a purple outfit may sell for more than the same outfit that's in a color that people aren't as attracted to, even though the other color is actually harder to find and rarer because it wasn't created as much. So it's really hard to know what's valuable and what's not. We get a lot of trends. The number 19 head mold, like last year, was a good example of a trend where people just went like ape snot over it. But it's come down again. Some outfits, again, that people think are hard to find, see people say, oh, it's hard to find, and everyone says, well, I've got one, and all of a sudden it's not hard to find anymore. It's really difficult to know how to value an outfit. Having said that, I do leave that particular job to people who are online all the time. They're up with the trends. They know they're paying attention to that information, because my brain is just stuffed full of clothing codes and clothing colors and stuff. Now, I should mention, Laura, with the hard to find outfits, sometimes it's hard to find when it's complete. A good example of that are some of the pajama outfits, the striped pajama outfit with the little nightcap and booties. It's cute as heck. And it's relatively easy to find the body piece, the gown piece. But the hat and the boots are like gold. So by itself, just the middle piece, probably not worth a whole lot. But you put all the pieces together and all of a sudden you've got something worth a lot more. Do I have any special Beanie Butt outfits? Special Beanie Butt outfits. This was my most recent Beanie Butt outfit, and when I got it, it wasn't white. So this cleaned up really, really well. And I have to say, part of it's special because the little lady that it came on, oh, hi, Furball. Yeah. Had pox. And I was able to get rid of her pox. So I was really excited about that. But the outfit cleaned up beautifully. For those who are wondering, if you have Beanie Butt outfits, if you have the gray track suits, you're going to get locked in, Furball. So the gray kitty track suits, or the plain white shirts, anything with this cotton fabric, or anything knit. Sweater shavers are your friend, and little scissors are your friend. By sweater shavers, I'll show you what I mean. This is a sweater shaver. I actually go through and defuzz the Beanie Butt outfits in the same way I defuzz the kids' hair. You want to go out? Here you go. Up you go. Want to get me my scissors? Yeah, she's my kitty. She's probably starting to meow because it's an hour and a half to dinner and, well, you know, cats. But this particular outfit is a little bit harder to find in the white, so I was really excited to find it. When it comes to hard to find Beanie Butt outfits, I will tell you, the hardest ones to find have 200 numbers on them, and it's 2 of the 200 series Beanie Butt outfits that I've managed to find that have been made in Thailand. They're the only outfits I've found out of everything I've done that say made in Thailand. I have no idea why they were made in Thailand. They don't have the, they have the code, or sorry, they do have the code on the tag, but they seem to be inordinately difficult to find. I've only seen 2. I think there's probably a 3rd or 4th one that that I haven't seen yet. And of the ones I have, I've only seen like 2 different colors of it. So there's not 5 or 6 different versions that I'm aware of yet. So if you have a Beanie Butt outfit that has a 200 series number, I really, 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 really want to hear from you. Yeah, and that's the thing. That particular Beanie Butt line, Leah, it starts in the 190s and it runs into the 200s. It's like they created 3 or 4 outfits and then realized, oops, we ran out of numbers, so we'll just go into the 200s. And for some reason, those last, and they're not consecutive. So like 200 was made in China, 201 was made in Thailand, 203, I don't think I have a 202 yet, was made in China, 204 was made in Thailand. So they're not consecutive, but for some reason, part of that series had to get made in Thailand, and I don't know why. But as I say, they seem to be extremely difficult to find. But yeah, if you've got the time and patience, I take the little scissors I use to defuzz my kids' hair, and I defuzz the Beanie Butt outfits. And I'll put some pictures up in the feed afterwards to show you the difference between how they look like they're brand new. The difference is absolutely astounding. And talk about going down a rabbit hole. When I realized I could do this, I spent 3 weeks defuzzing every knit thing in my entire collection and taking a shredder shaver to like every kitty outfit I had. It was, well, for the same reason that I defuzz every set of hair that comes through my house, because that's just my thing. Right, so the blog is still pretty new. I'm putting up information as I get an opportunity. If there's a particular topic that you would like me to do a post on, feel free to write and request it, and if I have the information, I would be happy to do that. I'm going to work through each series as I go and try to put information up. The blog is searchable. You can search by search term as well as by category. So depending on how much information you have, it might be easier to find the information you're looking for. If you don't find it because I haven't put it up yet, or you just can't find it because I didn't make it searchable enough, feel free to message me either through Facebook or through the blog, or you know, through Facebook on my regular Facebook. I'm happy to answer questions at any time. I'm also happy to take tag pictures at any time. You send them, I'm going to be a happy girl. You know, even if it's information I already have, yours might look different. Yours might have a slightly different color. Yours might just be a better picture than the one I already have. So it really doesn't hurt to send them. I'm also going to post the link from the pages on the blog that talks about how to take pictures for me. I know that sounds really kind of anal retentive, but the problem is if I don't get the pictures, certain pictures, the information that I need may not necessarily be available, and it may not be a picture that can give me the information that I need. So there is a certain, kind of way I'm asking people to take pictures, and a certain series of pictures that I'm asking people to take. Obviously, anything is better than nothing if, like, picture taking isn't your thing. But if at all possible, if you can take the series that I'm looking for, that would be really great too. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you to everyone who helped me prepare for this. And thank you to all the people who answered my questions over the last 3 years when I write them and go, have you seen this before? What is this? What did it come on? Because let's face it, 85% of the information that I have came from someone else. I do not have the space, as you can tell, to keep the probably 2,000 or more different outfits that Coleco created. And yes, I'm not exaggerating. There is the potential that there's over 2,000 different outfits that just Coleco created. Not Hasbro, not Mattel, not Play Along, not Jakks Pacific, just Coleco. I'm looking forward to it, Holly. All right, thanks everybody. To go and join my vlog so you get an email when I make a post. Or you can go and join my Facebook group, which will send a notification. However, you don't always see this, so the blog is better.